So a lot of times there's really small details that can change just even the way your shot looks. So the difference with Sultan, he's already a really good shooter. He can shoot the ball, he's got great rotation, great touch, which means he already knows how it's supposed to come off his hand. He has good feel for that stuff. Now, little stuff can just create a little bit of smoothness to the shot. Because after all, with shooting, it is a little bit of an appearance thing. The smoother and better your shot looks, the more inept people are to actually look at you like you're an actual shooter. Like, oh, that looks really clean. So if you're just missing by a little bit, you might just be having a bad shooting day. Where if you have a bad looking shot, not that he does at all, if you have a bad looking shot, now people are gonna take a little bit longer to try to decide whether or not you're a good shooter or not. You can be even making shots, but if your shot doesn't look the detailed part of a smooth shooter, then you can ultimately run into some little issues there. So what we were looking at is just a little bit of the stiffness that's in his shot. So a lot of times coaches will talk about this. They'll talk about really spreading out the pinky and the thumb. They'll talk about how much this hand creates balance and so on. And not that we want the hand shut, but what happens is when you over grip, you have all these tendons that run through your arm that when you're gripping really tight, now all of this gets tight and it's hard for the arms to naturally relax. When you kind of start to bring those thumbs in a little bit and you're starting to relax more on the inside of the thumb, now everything through here is a lot more relaxed. The elbow can just drop into place. He doesn't have to try to tuck it. Everything just starts to relax off by its own. So just by changing the way his shooting hand was holding the ball, everything can relax more into place. His elbows are now a lot more relaxed, and then chances are the chances of this elbow actually flaring out now is a lot less. This can actually start to relax into place just because his hand isn't gripping so aggressively. So now everything can be more relaxed. Everything can kind of just fall into place and do its own work. So just something as simple as small as knowing how you kind of want your shooting hand to sit. And not to say you don't find people that spread out their hand, because there are some, but more oftentimes than not, if we look at the really good shooters who have really soft touch, really soft control, it's typically because that shooting hand is more in a medium, mild grip, not so much really trying to over control the ball like you see a lot. Like you see this post a lot where people talk about the L in the hand. You can find some people, but I can definitely find you more shooters that have, I hate calling it the J because I don't like specifying that too much, but that's what they like to call it, hand in the shape of a J. But if we actually find that we're relaxing more on the side of the thumb, less on the thumb print, like we're trying to grab the ball, shots will come out a lot softer. So doing that with Sultan, it brought his elbows into a much more natural position. He wasn't flaring out as hard. And it's sometimes stuff just as simple as that. It makes everything, especially as physical of an athlete he is, everything in his shot drops into place. His elbows drop into place a little bit smoother. Even after just a couple shots, he's talked about how much more relaxed everything feels versus everything feeling really tense. So as much as shooting is about making shots, it's also about looking the part too. Crushed it. Crushed it.